Moving art piece, Leonardo sketches that people can dip in and out, ratio, abstract qualities of the shell and how it can be found in nature. The natural world meets the digital world. From the start of the project, we really wanted this idea of cinematic quality to it, and that use of actually filming elements rather than just being old animation or digital based. We really wanted to get the organic sense meeting the architectural sense of the natural world meets the digital world. The approach was it was quite a lot of different layers to it, the filming of elements and the compositing and the mapping of it. So there was definitely a long process between starting the project and finishing it. And we didn't know how the shell itself would respond to the projection mapping. But I think we had confidence that it would create quite a distinct, unique look. So there was definitely hard mapping it in that process, and really we had to wait until we threw some images on there to see how it would respond and then go back to it and tweak a little bit. Well, my initial reaction to the screen, I was really excited over it. I think having something that huge in such a public space was a really unique opportunity. And I think that aspect ratio as well was that's what attracted me to filming elements as well, to that cinematic, ultra widescreen format. So I was really attracted to that, but it did present quite a lot of issues in terms of compositing things and seeing how it would fit into the shot, because the dimensions of it are quite extreme. You had to play around with the idea of what would work nicely, and I think that really brought home the idea of using negative space and really pushing that idea of not trying to fill the whole thing with full image, because it would just be too much, especially at the size of it, the 7 meters by 1 meter size screen. Well, originally we did break it down into a series of chapters where we started with the slow reveal of just the shell's form, and then we moved into the earth and space, and then we moved into ancient man, Fibonacci sequence, and in the golden ratio in the arts, and then we moved on to the hall itself and then the performance. So we did have clear chapters to work to, spread over those 7 minutes. But I think that the thing that really breaks it into 2 main chapters now is the use of the architectural plans. When you're projecting onto these shells, fine detail you start to lose. And what was happening with the architectural plans, I was losing a lot more than I wanted to. But as soon as we overlaid these quite strong architectural plans and reversed them into white, I think it was quite a really strong graphical look that I think really now breaks it into the 2 chapters. It was heaps of fun. It was a really organic process putting the compositions together, because we shot as much as we possibly could of the projection, close-ups and different parts of the shell, and really got a strong depth of field. And then actually placing it into the composition was really fun. It was almost coming alive, and we could play around with different angles and things like that. So there was a lot of trial and error on what would work and what we wanted to focus attention on. It was quite important to know what the space was going to be like for the piece. So we requested early on the samples that were going to go up, the finishings and even things like the colour of the carpet and the lighting, because I think it was really important that it was site-specific, and that would also influence the grade and the colours that we used in the piece. And early on, I used golds and oranges and things like that, which harken back to what the sample palette was. But I also introduced some other colours to make it pop, and I think after seeing the early stages upon screen, when we actually were able to go in there, I decided we could tone that back certain colours and bring other colours forward. From what we normally do, we just design for screens that can be in anywhere from homes to cinemas. But this had to be really specific for the hall. So I think it's taught me a lot to actually get down there and see the environment that it's being shot in. And also knowing the technology that it's being viewed on. I think the screen came, we had a few niggly things at first to try and work out, and then we kind of ironed it out as it went along.